Peace, love, and blessings to you on this beautiful day. If you don't know who I am and this is your first time tuning into me, my name is Armoni Thomas. This channel is about motivation, success, and mindset. I was doing some research. I thought to myself, there are some pros and cons, negatives and positives, highs and lows to the road of success. Sometimes you struggle with wondering, why is it an abundance at one point and then at another point it's like it's hard to find, it's hard to get more of. It's like a roller coaster for your life. Like, have you ever experienced that? Great question. So today in this video, my question to you is, why is it that your life is a roller coaster? I got the answer for you coming up right now. Stay tuned. So I was doing some studying and I listened to a great motivational speaker by the name of Jim Rohn. And he did a seminar and covered why your life might be a roller coaster. I took some notes, so let's dive right into it. So it's called the Law of Sowing and Reaping. And he lists 7 keys to that. Let's jump right into the first one. The first one is, whatever you sow, you reap. So now let's think about that. If you go out and you run, let's say you run around the block every single day. And then on the weekends, you did it Monday through Friday, so you're going to take a break, okay? You don't do it on the weekends. Then Monday, it seems like it's harder to start again, but you keep that drive, you keep that stamina. Well, eventually, let's say your mark is to do the 100-meter dash. Let's say your goal is to run 5 miles, okay? By continuing to do that, you are sowing that habit. So once you sow that habit of continuing to run every single day, discipline, habits, great habits, by the way, then you can reap the benefits of meeting your goal towards you running that mile. Does that make sense? Okay, so question. Sowing and reaping. Okay, maybe that makes sense, and maybe that's the first time I've heard it that way. I'm used to hearing it. I'm sure everybody has heard it be a particular way growing up. Why is there 7 keys? Okay, let's cover them all. Number 2, whatever you reap is what you've sown. So when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. See, the reason our life is a roller coaster and it's up and down all the time is because sometimes you sow and sometimes you don't. So whatever you've sown is what you henceforth reap and get back in return. But when you don't sow, when you don't practice, when you don't keep that habit, when you don't keep reading, when you don't keep making videos, when you don't keep practicing, okay, you don't get those benefits in return. Does that make sense? So whatever you sow, you get. Whatever you don't get is because you didn't sow. Does that make sense? All right, let's jump right into the third one. He says, number 3 is, the law of sowing and reaping is negative, which means if you sow bad, you get bad. And you're going to be like, okay, duh, that's easy, that's common sense. Yeah, but I like to think of it as it's good to cover the basics, okay? Sometimes when you get so in tune with learning how to do this and how to do this and how to do this and getting better and getting better and better, sometimes we forget the fundamentals of the basics, the beginnings. Does that make sense? It's good to cover the basics. If you do bad, you get bad. Period. If you make a bad choice, you get bad consequences in return. That's it. Okay, let's cover number 4, which is the opposite of number 3. If you sow good, you reap good. So, if you sow positive, you get positive. If you keep on practicing, if you keep on working, if you keep a positive mind, if you are enthusiastic, if you meditate, if you are in a great mood, if you keep on working out, if you keep on eating healthy, if you keep a smile on your face, if you practice that firm handshake, if you dress and feel like success will start attracting you. Does that make sense? Sow positive, reap positive. Easy. Okay? Let's jump right into the next one. He says, you don't reap what you sow, but yet much more. And that works the same as to the negative. And I thought about that and I said, So I'm thinking about the subscribers, the views. I'm thinking about the feedback. I'm thinking about how it's impacting and affecting people. I'm thinking about how it's making me as I'm molding myself as a person. I'm thinking about how it's affecting my kids and how my daughter wants to do a YouTube channel. I'm thinking about what it's going to be. Like every video is a new building block for my YouTube channel towards the future. So I'm not just reaping me sharing this information, but I'm also reaping me learning it, okay? Me putting this into practice every time I get behind camera and I teach it to you, and I get better with my speaking skills, okay? How it's affecting my children and influencing them, how it's affecting my viewers and subscribers, and how it's influencing you guys. I'm reaping much more, and then hence, and when I'm reading and I'm learning this knowledge and I get to share it and apply it, wow. So I am reaping much more. Now, unfortunately, to the negative, well, if you have a negative intention, if you have negative thoughts and negative habits, well, then it leads to negative actions and you get those negative results. And it's not just that, because that's just the simple formula of it. It is, you affect yourself, you affect your future, you affect those around you, whether that be your friends and family, okay? You affect your reputation, you affect your future. God forbid is something to go on your permanent record for the rest of your life, and henceforth, jobs in the future, school, whatever else. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot to think about. So you reap and sow much more to the positive or to the negative. It's up to you to choose which direction you're going to go. Let's go into the next one. Now, this one might hurt. This one, you're not going to like this one. He says, another key to sowing and reaping is you could lose. And I'm like, huh? So before he got to the part, he says, you could lose by sowing and reaping. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're putting in the hard work, if you're staying enthusiastic, if you keep studying and getting better at your craft, if you're continuing to feel good, if you're continuing to eat well, if you're continuing to dress well, if you're continuing, you could lose. I don't understand that. And then he said, his example was a farmer, okay? He works 10, 12 hours every single day. That's 7 days a week, okay? He's a great husband. He's a great father to his wife and kids. He's a great worker. He's excited about his craft and he enjoys what he does. This is year round, okay? 365 days later from when he started his crops, now it's harvest time. And just as he and his workers go out to go and collect their reward, there's a hailstorm. And unfortunately, the hailstorm beats it into the ground. So now he reaps absolutely zero. And you might hear that little story and be like, that sucks. That's terrible. Why would it be like that? Well, and I understand where he came from when he mentioned it's just that type of planet. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, even when you put in the hard work. So sometimes it just hails on your crop and rains on your parade. I'm sure you guys heard that before. Sometimes you just lose. But it's up to you to decide what to do from that, okay? Let's get right into the last one. And the last one, simply put, is if you don't sow, you don't reap. Now, I think it was interesting that he had 7 keys to the same phrase. This is phenomenal. And he just reworded it. He learned how it's reworded differently and how it gives a different definition, which henceforth impacts you differently. Wow. Okay, so if you don't sow, that means you don't reap. Guess what? You're not going to know if you don't do it. And everybody, there are some people out there that feels like they need to wait for perfection. My friend, it's not always going to be perfect. Like, Perfection is relative, which means it means one thing to this person, but it means a complete different thing to this person, and so on and so forth. Be yourself, be authentic, be persistent, be enthusiastic, smile, work hard, keep your faith, and my friend, results will be unbelievable. But you cannot get to the results if you do not start. Does that make sense? If you don't do it, no one will do it for you. Wow. I always say that at the end of my videos. Because it's your life. It's your choice. It's your talents. It's your habits. It's your brain. It's up to you. You have to choose. So do me a favor and learn well the law of sowing and reaping. Because if you don't, no one will. And this is why I say to change your mind and skyrocket your thermostat and always smile the biggest, brightest smile you ever could smile. Because if you don't, no one will do it for you.
And can I say the subscribe part? And if you want to see this video again, look down. You gotta take your eyes and look down, and you'll see a subscribe button, a red button, the subscribe button. If you want to see it again, subscribe to our channel. Bye. And this is me and Mommy Show. Bye.
There's a link in the description to the Genie script if you want to learn more and understand why your life was a roller coaster and how to get it to go in one direction, okay? God bless you, and I love you.